Турнир «Время новых героев» ММА Серия-23 продолжается. И прямо сейчас состоится второй бой вечера в полулегкой весовой категории. В синюю угол клетки приглашается боец из Киргизии Эламан Бекмамат.
You're watching MMA Series 23, Time of New Heroes, and we're live from St. Petersburg, Russia once more. I'm Ian M16 Butlin, and this is the second fight of the evening. Elaman Bekmamat making his way down to the cage from Kyrgyzstan. He has a record of 1 win and no defeats. That win coming in the first round by rear naked choke. You will have heard me, for the regular listeners, call the rear naked choke the king of submissions. Most common submission. Is also known by the Portuguese name Mata-Leon, or lion killer. So the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu have a real good name for this move. He got that very fast in his debut fight. This is a featherweight contest. They see 66.2 kilograms. So the limit is 65.8 kilograms for title fights plus that allowance, which makes it 66.3. Bekmamat gets his gloves checked here. Again, the protective equipment, the gloves, bandages, gum shield, and groin protection. Referee then checks all over the body for no excess oil, no grease below the neckline. And Bekmamat will make his way to the blue corner.
А противостоять ему будет боец, представляющий город Санкт-Петербург. Встречайте, Александр Митькин!
The second fighter making his way down to the cage for this featherweight contest. MMA Series veteran Alexandr Mitkin. Alexandr Mitkin has fought on MMA Series 8 where he lost a close decision, but he came back on MMA Series 19 with that first round submission win versus Sherednichenko. All these fights tonight brought to you by the Fubo Sports Network and around the world on the Clash TV app. The Clash TV app can be downloaded from the App Store and you can score the fights, clap for your favourite fighter and discuss the fights in the chat room and ask any questions. And just as I speak, I get a question from Ivan at Clash TV. What do you expect from MMA in 2021? Well, this has been a strange time with this worldwide pandemic, and I'm just glad that we're having live events. People like MMA Series who are giving us these live events in such strange circumstances. No crowds allowed. The fighters who can't compete or train in the gym with big amounts of training partners. So I'm just hoping that we can carry on, see more of the MMA Series.
Дамы и господа, представляем вашему вниманию бойцов второго поединка турнира в полулегкой весовой категории. В синем углу клетки боец из Киргизии, представитель клуба Нажмедин Тим. Ему 25 лет. В его активе 1 победа. Встречайте, Эламан Бекмамат-Уулу! А противостоять ему будет боец из красного угла клетки, который представляет город Санкт-Петербург, из клуба «Пальмира». Ему 28 лет, в его активе 1 победа и всего 1 поражение. Встречайте, Александр Митькин! Рефери в клетке Алексей Касаткин.
MMA Series 23, Time and New Heroes. This is a featherweight contest between Bekmamat in the blue corner, Mitkin in the red. And that was a very fast level change there. And it's gone into a It's a guillotine. It looks tight, but he's managed to pass the guard. Now, it's dangerous to stay in that position. If Bekmamat wants to use the shoulder, he can actually start to work the submission we've seen here on MMA Series. The Von Fluchoke. He's actually put himself back into half guard, which was a strange move there, but maybe felt trapped by the fence. He's still in a little bit of danger, but not so much when his leg's at the same side as his head. There we see the changes in leg position. He's now passed into mount position while his head is still connected there. Mitkin needs to let go of the head. I tell my fighters very often one of the biggest unforced errors is holding on to the head once someone's passed guard, but this is actually working out for him a little bit here as Bekmamat keeps putting himself back in between the legs. Yes, I do believe once someone passes guard, you need to let go of the head and let it clear. That will have took a lot out of Alexander Mitkin's arms, really blown up the lactic acid when you try to hold on and get a finish like that early on. Now he's looking to try to work into a hip guard, get his legs up. Straight into the back position now. Both hooks in easily here. Mitkin just letting him pass the legs. Holding onto that head. He's got one hook in, the other hook is just hooked around as a grapevine there and just working the strikes in. Is he trying to just wait, see if Mitkin lifts up the chin and then put the arm under? And there we go. So this is a palm-to-palm rear naked choke here. The palm-to-palm grip. Not quite as strong as Mitkin looks to stand up. He could actually grab the leg here. There he goes, and go for a Sule stretch knee bar. Instead, he drops back into the full rear naked choke. Now, well, still palm to palm, sorry. But in the back, both hooks in. Mitkin still defending. Look at the strike stats there. Uulu, all the shots, all the positions. The only real threat was that grip around for the guillotine early on. And here again, bent over like that, he does give up the leg, or he can go for the control on the back. There, he's grabbing the legs there, but I think it's just to break down the posture. He's going to flip him over. Mitkin defending well to say that this is just such an attack here. Will he look to switch off for the arm? It looks like he's trying to get a 2-on-1 grip on that right arm now of Mitkin. Or is he just trying to stretch down the hips and flatten him out? Mitkin making things difficult, staying in that turtle, a nice tight turtle with his elbows past his knees on the outside, so his knees on the inside. Readjust this a little bit high, maybe if he tries to get a little bit further down the back and can flatten him out. There he goes, stretches him onto that side hip now. This is much more difficult to defend now. As he's on his side, he can't use his legs to posture up. There's a minute left. I'm sure the corner will be telling him now he needs to start to work. Looking for that chin to come up. As Mitkin throws the strikes up behind him, he actually does lift his chin. And that's the opportunity to slide the arm under. There he goes. Hands onto the shoulder. Locks up the position. Again, peeled off. And that is one of the concerns. When you do the rear naked choke, you put your hand on the bicep and the other hand onto the back of the head. It can actually be peeled off. And it's difficult in the MMA gloves to actually go shoulder to shoulder, but you need, if you're going to try to defend, go shoulder to shoulder. I did that in a Cage Warriors event, and I had the rear naked choke on. He was peeled off, and I went for the palm-to-palm grip and finished there. And this is what you can see he's doing now. He's switched to the palm-to-palm on the other hand. Still struggling to get underneath the chin, and Mitkin has made it out of the first round. So here we go, that was a featherweight contest. MMA Series 23. I don't think there can be much dispute on the round. I think the only dispute maybe could be, would that have been a 10-8 round or a 10-9 round? I'd probably score that a 10-8 as it was so dominant for Bekmamat. So here we see that back position, trying to get the chin up, trying to get the choke, the arm underneath the chin. But defending, a lot of stubbornness and attack from Alexander Mitkin. There we see our beautiful ring girl telling us it is round number 2 coming up. So the stats there. Bekmamat very far ahead there in strikes, but the positioning was more important, I believe. You're watching MMA Series 23, Time and New Heroes. This is round number 2. Bekmamat in the blue with a big right cross. Alexander Mitkin in the red. The kick is caught, and again, Bekmamat puts himself into a guillotine. This looks quite tight there as he grips the position. Definitely favors this guillotine position. And that's the tap. So there you go. Alexander Mitkin, with pure stubbornness, managed to get himself through round number 1. But he catches that guillotine he was so desperate for in round 1 and finishes in round number 2. Let go very fast on the tap. Fair play and a great win. 2 wins out of 3 for Alexander Mitkin on the MMA Series.
Дамы и господа, в этом противостоянии на первой минуте второго раунда удушающим приемом победу одержал боец из красного угла Александр Митькин.
Your winner by guillotine choke, Alexander Mitkin. As we watch the replay of this featherweight contest, Bekmamat in the blue took on Alexander Mitkin. He was caught in the guillotine early on, but controlled all the positions from there on. Bekmamat, as he took the back, looked to finish, could not quite get the finish. And then as he comes out for round number 2, big bombs, goes for the takedown as he caught the leg and dropped straight into a very tight guillotine, and a win for Alexander Mitkin.